why I'm boycotting Genshin, and you should too. Let's hope this is a wake-up call, because I think 3 million, and feel free if you want to. I mean, I've already done this myself. I've unfollowed 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 on all social media. Feel free to do that yourself. I think that's actually a really good way of communicating with them.
Disable monetization to show you this video isn't about views, watch hours, or jumping on the hype train. I hope you enjoy.
First of all, jumping on the hype train, I don't know if there's a quit Genshin Impact hype train, right? Because everything that I see is, shut the fuck up, bald man. The game's perfect. Eat a dick.
Let me start this video out by saying I love Genshin. It is a great game, from the story, the gameplay, to the open world. There's just so much unique to this game that it does right that I genuinely...
No, there's not. Listen, I think Genshin makes a good game. The story is okay. It is. It's okay. There are thousands of games that have better story. Okay? There is. It's the truth. Okay? The gameplay is pretty good. If there was some place to actually use it, right? And unique, it's really not that unique. It's just a clone of Breath of the Wild, right? Let's just, you know, I know a lot of people like to do this like compliment or constructive criticism sandwich where they give a compliment and then they say what it is they actually want to say, and then they give a compliment, but like, let's just keep it a buck, right? Like the game's good, right? But it's not like the most unique bullshit on the planet. It is a rip of a previous game. Okay, you can't not give Genshin Impact shit for ripping Breath of the Wild, and then you give Power World shit because it copied Pokemon or Dragon Quest, right? Like, come on. It's good because it came out during COVID and it's free, right? That's its big drawing point.
I really want to see this game succeed. That is exactly why I can't sit in silence after witnessing everything that's been going on recently. After I posted my latest video about the recent drama, I openly said I don't know what side of the fence I should be on, and I just want to have a discussion with you guys in the comments.
Okay.
And I thank each and every one of you guys. I've enjoyed reading literally as much comments as I humanly can. I was literally up until 6, 7 a.m. That was partially because I was procrastinating, but that's besides the point. Whether you are a new player enjoying the game or an old veteran that's been playing since patch 1.
If you're an old veteran playing since patch 1, you are f***ing miserable, and you know it. Now, I think new players have it really good, and that's where I think Genshin Impact shines. Is the new player experience is very fun, but the longer you play the game, the more that you will hate it or become a mentally ill Twitter user. There is absolutely nothing to do at the end of the game. There's nothing. There is no end game, and the whole time you think there will be end game, and there's not. And it's just, you're just kind of sitting there being like, oh, okay, never mind. The end game of Genshin Impact is going to play Honkai Star Rail.
From reading your comments, I've gathered there's 2 major arguments here.
Okay.
Obviously a simplification, but let's keep going. 1, the game is fine and everyone else is ungrateful. You shouldn't even be asking for more. 2,
to anybody who says that, good God, please stop typing on the internet, okay? Listen, I understand that you might be dating 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 and you want me to leave your multi-billion-dollar company alone, but you have to understand, for what this game profits versus what it gives is breadcrumbs in comparison.
we deserve better, whether that be rewards or more gameplay. That's the gist of it. Now, if you were to ask me, before this video, I would actually sit in that first group. But that's because I'm kind of dumb, and I'm happy just because we can sit down in random chairs in Genshin. I'm very easily impressed, and I never quite play games how you're supposed to. I enjoy making solo character builds and level 1 character challenges. Seriously, this is some of my videos. I'm not normal. But if you're content about sitting in random chairs around Teyvat and throwing level 1 characters around our bosses, doesn't mean I shouldn't try to look away and avoid the problem everyone else is talking about.
Yeah, I don't get why people say, oh yeah, I'm very happy with the current product, so I don't want any more. Like, out of curiosity, why is the fact that you're fine just sitting there dating Hu and RP, sitting in chairs in Mondstadt, playing out, you know, how you guys are going to have your first date while you hear your mommy and daddy screaming at each other in the background? Why does that mean that everyone else needs to shut up because you're happy with the game, so everybody else should be, right? Like, asking for more and getting more is not hurting you, right? Getting more in the game would not ruin your experience. So why is there so many motherfuckers pushing back on it? And let me tell you why. Because they are mentally ill, neurodivergent children.
Just because I'm having fun doesn't mean I should not use my platform to at least talk about some of these problems.
True.
Especially when you guys come and click and watch my videos. I may not be as big as some of the other creators. That also means I'm not too scared to talk about things without being shut down.
Good.
Because I quite frankly have nothing to lose.
Good.
This YouTube channel doesn't even give me the money needed for my gambling addiction in Genshin. That's where my student bursary comes in instead. So I don't really care about speaking up,
Good
not
for you.
getting sponsorships or deals with miHoYo, because I don't have any in the first place, and I don't get that many views anyway. So if this video goes out there with 100 views, then at least I tried. Now, I get it. A lot of you guys probably don't even have a problem with Genshin, and that's perfectly fine. You may play the game for the next 6 months, 1 year, who knows, and be perfectly content with the game. But for a game like this to be successful long term, we need more people to be happy about it. It's not okay to be silent and just sit in our own small bubbles. We just need more forms of end game and long form content. Spiral Abyss just isn't enough. I don't even like Spiral Abyss.
It's not.
Honkai Star Rail has implemented plenty, so I know they are capable, and they've done all the hard work. I mean, how hard would it be to reuse some boss assets?
Here's an argument that I never see posted online. People always say, oh, the people complaining are the vocal minority. Sure. The people overly praising it are also the vocal minority. I assure you, the majority of Genshin Impact players think it's pretty good. Yeah, I play it when I'm bored. You know, it's a cozy game. You don't really have to do much, so I'm just kind of down to do whatever.
And have a time trial mode, for example. Obviously, that's a trashy example I made in 2 seconds, but you get the idea. We're not reinventing the wheel here. So I know we can hold the Genshin devs to some form of standard because they are capable, they are competent.
And they also have a multi-billion dollar of financial reserves that they can use to hire workers, hire developers that want to develop different facets in the game to make it enjoyable on different fronts. It's really not that deep.
Can't use that argument here. I know Honkai and Genshin are 2 different games, but we're not going to entertain this argument right now. We need Genshin to be better. That's it. Now, that does not mean Genshin is bad before you say anything.
1,000,000%. I agree. It's like a disappointed father. It's not that you have a bad kid. It's that you just know they could be so much better for what you've given them and you see their potential, right? Genshin does have a very good framework that nothing is being used for. Like at all. Like nothing. There are so many more things that could be added. And by the way, if you're ever wondering what it is that I think could be added, feel free to ask you and maybe I'll make a follow-up video.
Genshin is amazing. I just want it to be one of the greatest games of all time. And I don't think there's necessarily a problem right now, but the problem will show its face when it's too late to do anything. And I'd rather we tackle this before it gets to that point. Now, I know I'm really downplaying it. The way HoYoverse have been treating Genshin and its fanbase just is not acceptable. Especially with the recent drama, you know everything about it. If you need to get up to speed, watch this video or any video on Genshin that's currently out at the moment. Seriously.
In case you don't know, let me summarize. Here's what happened. For the Lantern Rite Festival of 3 years for the Chinese players, their reward to these Chinese players was 3 rolls. 3 years of loyalty for 3 polls. And they lost their mind. HoYoverse lost 3 million follows on some of their social media sites. Wahoo! And that's not good. That's a lot of people to lose. And by the way, they're still losing more people.
It's gone pretty insane. But here's the thing. Everyone is saying the same message without doing anything. Everyone is sitting on the fence without trying to push anything and ultimately saying, what is the point? Now, that leads us on to the next point. For those of you who are going to argue, this is stupid, why even bother? We can't change anything. Just wait until the end for the rebuttal for the usual arguments, okay?
This is stupid, we can't do anything. Imagine that shit. Imagine playing a game where when it's in a bad state, you feel like you can't do anything. Like, and the fact that people aggressively enforce that ideal is absolutely pathetic.
Sat through the video and you disagree with me, then put it down in the comments. Otherwise,
and here's the great thing. Let me tell you why Wuthering Waves is going to succeed. Because let's say it delivers on 60% on what they're saying they're going to deliver. The best advertisement for Wuthering Waves is Genshin Impact's development team. Dead patch? Okay, grind Wuthering Waves. The same thing for Honkai Star Rail. The best advertisement for Honkai Star Rail was dead patches in Genshin Impact. It legit just was.
you're wasting both of our times here. So here's the thing. Recently, there's been a lot of drama going around, and I don't even mean about the CN and the Lantern Grey event. Before that, we had drama with Doro44 for even enjoying the game. Seriously, this is crazy. I do see why people would potentially get upset, as stupid as this drama is, and this is not me justifying this drama or community. It's mind-blowing, but I do see why they would get upset.
Let me tell you why people would get upset at Doro. And he himself openly admits to this. He said this many times on stream. His entire YouTube is positive content. And it's like that by design. Then he also says that his Twitch is where he's more real. First of all, implying that that is a forced positive content schedule. And second of all, when all you see is positive content on someone's YouTube, and then you go to their Twitch and you see them talking about the issues that they've never talked about on YouTube ever, what the f is somebody gonna think? Okay? If my outside of my store is ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, and then you go in and all it is a bunch of dudes getting butt by each other, well, you're probably gonna think, I don't know what type of ice cream these motherfuckers are talking about, but I ain't buying. Right? So you can't be shocked by what happened to Doro. You know, people might be struck by the wayside. Maybe Doro's like, oh, I don't get it. Right? It's really not that complicated. You know, you advertise yourself this one way. People are going to think that you're that way. When you're not that way on other platforms, people are going to think that you're fake. That's pretty much how it goes. Do I think that means I think Doro is fake? No, I just don't think he understands how he represents himself.
Because a lot of people just can't understand how someone can be happy with this game when a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, are just not. And I know there's a massive group of you that are extremely happy. But there's a large amount of people who are unhappy, who are very sad about what has happened to Genshin, which is most likely, you know, one of their ex-favorite games, but because of the continued treatment from HoYoverse, they now don't feel like that anymore. Hence why they are so loud on platforms like Twitter. Back to the argument about Doro. A lot of people would argue he's just being disingenuous and putting up a facade for views, that's a fair point. A lot of people just don't like that about YouTubers nowadays.
I mean, I'll be real, okay? If you think that's a problem, mutual, exclusive with Doro, you're wrong. 95% of content creators, the way they portray themselves on YouTube is not how they are in real life, okay? And to be honest, I'm no different, okay? I'll be real. I will be 100% real. I am much nicer off camera. And I don't like saying that, but I understand it. But the problem is when I go live, there's a lot of things to get pissed off at the internet. There's a lot. And the moment I go live, I get pretty pissed off at a lot of things. Now, when I'm not surrounded by this shit, generally, I'm just a pretty happy, jubilant guy. Now, that is a lot different than going live and saying, oh, I'm gonna get angry for fun. That's not what I do. I just get really pissed off when I see stupid shit, right? And when I put myself in an environment, I'm gonna get pretty angry when all I do is see stupid motherfuckers on the internet, okay? Now, the worst thing is, and this is a real big issue, especially in the Genshin Impact community, there's a bunch of these fake, wholesome motherfuckers that try to act like they're so cozy and unproblematic, and then have group chat after group chat after group chat of privately shit talking anybody they don't like, and they think nobody knows about it, right? Because they're stupid young children, right? And they don't get that what you put on the internet is for ever, right? They don't get it, okay? And eventually they're going to try to call out this person for being problematic, that person for being problematic. And then when the screenshots get leaked, well, it's not going to look good for anybody now, is it? Right? It's not good. I mean this genuinely. Some of the people I've met from the Genshin Impact community are some of the worst people I've ever met. Then you go live and you see how unproblematic they are, talking in their cozy little voices. It's cringe. They're so full of themselves, it's ridiculous. They're so high on the smell of their own shit, it's nuts. They think it don't stink, and it is pathetic. It is actually pathetic. So I don't give a what you people think about, oh, this person's so cozy, this person's nice. Yeah, I'd think that too if their entire perception was, oh yeah, I'm just gonna lie for the cloud of it. And it's insane. It's insane. And you can see it everywhere if you're unfortunately an adult, which a lot of the Genshin Impact community isn't, right? You know, a lot of people think that their parents are really great people until they turn 18 and realize, wow, these people who I consider my parents are up. But I don't expect people to see that shit. Now, do I think Doro is one of those people? No, I feel like Doro's pretty fine.
We'll do anything for views, whatever they can do. Fake reactions or, you know the typical stuff. But I don't believe this is something that Doro does. I believe he genuinely enjoys the game because it's not really that impossible to believe if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, Doro's a guy who likes the game. There's bound to be a guy who likes the game. I mean, once again, Doro's favorite flavor of ice cream is vanilla. You know, I mean, bro gets excited at water. Okay, he's just a little gem. He's like a little puppy dog. Gets stoked to eat his little kibble every morning. You know, I mean, these dogs, they wake up and they go to eat their kibble every morning. And look at how excited they are to eat the same shit they've been eating for years. The same shit, for real. Anybody who has a dog or a cat, when you go to feed them in the morning, they get stoked over these rocks every morning. Doro's just like a little dog. He's like a little cat. He's getting excited to eat his kibble, right? It's the same shit he's been eating for years, and you know, it is really not that good, but you know, it's kibble, bro.
Yes, it is perfectly possible to enjoy the game and be excited about the updates, even if the updates aren't game-changing updates every single month. Funny how people weren't reacting like this, where Genshin was dropping 4.1 on 4.2, massive game-breaking changes. But yes, of course, you're going to have a dull patch every now and again. And you know it's because of the lantern, right? You know.
No. It's not dull patch every now and again. It's dull patch every now and again and again and again and again and again. Okay? Because for other games, when they get updates, it changes the game state. When Genshin Impact gets an update, it doesn't change the game state, and we get worse versions of events we've already had. So yeah,
same points, I get it, but this is a reoccurring pattern we've had massive drama in year 1,
and I mean, generally, boys, you understand the next time y'all are getting good content is probably 5.0, maybe, right? 5.0. We're in 4.3 and people are already this pissed. Boys, we got months of staying in this soup.
We had massive dramas in events from 3.7, etc. last time, but I think it's time we tackle this problem instead of avoiding it. Also, if you could buy infinite resin, this game would be pretty fun, I cannot lie. So hey, if I was a YouTuber with infinite money to pay for resin, I would probably be playing all day making...
No, it wouldn't. That's a horrible idea. Okay, the moment that you make Genshin to make a full-time job is the moment you quit. The only reason why it's thriving is you can play it for a little bit, then forget about it. Infinite resin would be terrible.
Dumb characters. But unfortunately, I am constantly pulled away from the game because I cannot afford to put my money into resin. But if I did, I'd be having a lot of fun. Now back to the main point. I have been doing a bit of research and looking into why some of the main Genshin creators play the game and their justifications. Now, what I have seen is that most of these big creators have their own, personal endgame. Whether it be building all characters, finding the best team comps possible, seeing the story to completion. But you see, the thing is,
normal players aren't gonna fucking do that, okay? That's what content creators do for any way to promote longevity on their channel, by doing stupid shit. No normal player wakes up and says, oh boy, I'm gonna farm all the mitten berries in Mondstadt every day for 5 hours. Whoop-de-doo. Nobody does that shit, okay? If that shit wasn't paying their bills, they wouldn't be doing that shit. And if that shit wasn't paying their bills, they would be speaking out about it.
These are kind of individual end goals. Like for me, it's throwing level 1 characters at bosses and sitting in chairs. But for someone else, it's building every character to level 90 that comes out. It's not a communal shared goal. You could make an argument for the story, but at the rate we're going, I don't know if we'll see the completion of the story. So it's very hard to...
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? It's really not even gonna be that cool. It's like, oh, dude, well, there's our brother. Okay. And then you know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be us two together fighting that one chick, the 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛 chick at the end. You can be like, oh, okay. Now, okay. It could be cool, right? Let's say it's incredible. Let's say it's f***ing nuts. Let's say it's f***ing nuts, okay? It's incredible. The final fight of Genshin Impact is incredible. Who in their right mind would want to start the game and go through all of that shit? Who in their right mind? Who would want to? There's too much bullshit, okay? One of the biggest things I advocate for this game, you know, a lot of people say this can't be done, but I was disproven by Wuthering Waves. Or sorry, they were disproven by Wuthering Waves. Just retcon the damn story, okay? Hate Paimon and have her shut the f up, okay? And add in a skip button. We don't need Paimon recapping the same dumb shit. We don't need to talk to 8 villagers to get one concept. Trim it down. If you were to give us a Genshin Impact Kai Senat yacht, if you were to summarize it, slim it down, okay? Cut that shit up. Then it would be enjoyable. But it's too long. There's too many quests where I already know what's going on, but they force me to talk to 8 NPCs about some bullshit that I already know, and it makes me feel like I'm wasting my time. And the worst thing about Genshin Impact, everyone knows this as the beginning concept of story writing. You show, don't tell. And they say, oh, I remember back when this happened, or I remember when I was there, and they talk about it rather than playing a cutscene for what it is that they're talking about. Show, don't tell. It's very simple.
Have a common goal in the game when we don't kind of have one for the more serious meta players. Now, I've always used the word meta in literal air quotes.
Meta players are jokes in this game, bro. Okay? The game's not hard. You don't need to do it. You can beat this game with any character.
Because how can you have a meta with a game that doesn't really have an endgame?
True.
Apart from 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧. And hard to justify a meta in the first place. Even when I first started playing, I was a bit confused to the reason why I was building these characters, and it's something I did not understand for a long time, because I straight up did not see the reason why I'd do it. I played the game, but I never agreed with the reason why I was playing. I was like, why am I doing this?
Yep.
And then now I'm too far in. I've spent too long, so I now enjoy it. This is probably Stockholm Syndrome, but yes. Now,
called time sunk fallacy. Very, very, very common. You feel like you've played the game for 3 years and then you feel like you cannot get out. Why many people stay in relationships they don't like. I do not do that. If I don't like a game, I stop playing it. If I don't like a person, I stop talking to them. Doesn't matter how long. Okay, I'm a firm advocate that one bad day can ruin a lifetime of good days, because I'm very aware of knowing that, okay, this is no longer working out. I'm going to leave now.
Now, if we all had a community...
Yet you still talk about it? Yeah, you want to know why? You want me to tell you why I still talk about it? One, money. Let's just keep it 100%. Okay? Do you know how fun it is that I get to talk about my favorite thing and I get paid for it? Bro, I am... You gotta understand this. Chad, how many content creators have wronged me? How long do I talk about that? 1 day? 2 day? Nope. I will run their name through the mud for life, because it is my favorite thing to talk about things that I fucking hate, especially on the internet. Okay? These people might forget. I don't forget a single motherfucker that wronged me, and I'm gonna make sure that nobody else forgets either. Absolutely that, because I am, hey, I'll be real, boys. I'm way too good of a guy to let these numbnuts, dumb pencil neck dorks shit talk me and run my name through the mud when they're the biggest pieces of shit I've ever met in my entire life. Here's the thing. When you go to their channel, you can get cozy vibes. Behind the scenes, they're pieces of shit. With me, you know what you get. I'm a jackass, right? But I'm your jackass. And at least you know what you get. You know what you get when you click on my videos. You know what you get when you watch one of my streams. Nobody's gonna be surprised if they hear, oh, Tectone fights a guy at TwitchCon. Oh, bro, Tectone, drunk driving again. Okay, nobody's gonna be surprised. Yeah, it sounds like him. Okay, like, come on, nobody's shocked.
Communal end goal or goal, it'd be a lot easier to share our experiences and not be as bitter for the game. We'd be able to support the game long term. And currently, honestly, there's only 2 routes for a Genshin player. It goes like this. You either get bored and leave and play something else. Now, that's not a bad thing, by the way. That's just kind of a typical game life cycle. Or become one of those really bitter ex-Genshin players we see hiding and lurking in all of these Genshin videos. Guarantee you there's going to be quite a few hiding in this one as well, telling me it is pointless. Now, of course...
Nope. You got my ass, bro. You got my ass, and I don't know how many people are watching this stream, at least 2,000. Hey, saying true base, Giga Chad. Listen, bro, you gotta understand, this game pisses me the off, but I mean this genuinely. If they were to do a couple changes, summarize the story, and give us somewhere to use the characters that actually feels good, I'm back in 100%. 100%. And it would be great. It'd be good as
when you're as passionate about a game like Genshin fans are, when you leave, you'd probably be pretty bitter just because of how passionate Genshin players are.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't really see that as unfathomable. So
yeah.
I'm gonna cut to the chase.
Okay.
I'd rather have more people listen to the main message of the video instead of padding this out. And I'm looking at it's already been quite a while. But anyway, we'll get straight into it. Now, if we want Genshin to succeed long term, firstly, we have to provide a better experience for the player.
100%.
And for more of them.
No, let's clarify that. Not for the new player. New players are fine, okay? As long as they add a skip story button. Adding something for the veteran player, okay? I don't get how people play this shit for 3.5 years and are okay with nothing to do at the end of the game. There's nothing.
Okay, if 10%, 30%, or 50% of the player base is happy, while the other 50 is secretly trying to cope, okay?
Yep.
I know Genshin copium is a meme, but I'm beginning to think it's a bit more than just a meme at this point, all right?
Oh, I know.
We need the long-term players of Genshin, the veteran players, to actually be happy and not just be holding out.
Yep.
Genshin doesn't matter right now because the influx of new players surpasses the players leaving. Why does it matter to them if people are going to leave, but they have new people to come in and obviously then go through their cycle playing for 1-2 years, being perfectly happy, loving the game, and then leaving? It doesn't make sense from a business perspective. They won't do anything to change it unless they have to, because they're still making, honestly, the scientific way to put this is they are making bank. Now, I don't know if that's UK slang, but that means they're making a lot of money, for those of you guys that did not understand. Now, this doesn't mean we demand for more rewards. And that's not the point of this video. I don't care if I get a free 10 pull, because I'm probably going to lose my 50-50 anyway, let's be honest.
Yeah, the free 10 pull at this point would essentially just be insulting. Like, it needs universally increased rewards in perpetuity. Like, genuinely, it does. It needs more rewards bad, okay? And a free 5-star. 1,000,000%. And I want that shit selected, okay? It does. But the biggest reward of them all would just be actually promising change.
Personally, myself, and clearly many other people here are no longer interested. It's too late for that. We will cross that bridge. It's burnt, okay? It's done. I don't want new Primo Gems anymore. I mean, I do. Let's think about something else for now.
True.
We want proper quality of life changes. So,
yep.
I hate to say it, but probably a more revamped commission system closer to HSR. Fixing the mess that—
Yeah, HSR, the commission system. You know, of the game that you fucking made. And all you'd have to do was just say, hey, look to your left to the guy who's developing Honkai Star Rail next to you. Can we get that over here? You can literally copy it 1 for 1. It's your fucking game. If Palworld can copy Pokemon, a game from Japan, right, that they're not even associated with, perfectly fine, nobody cares. It's from your other game. Just take it from your other game. I feel like I'm going insane.
That you gave us for artifacts. Seriously, what was that? We all know that was atrocious. Please do better. What was this? As well as proper end game content people can actually sink some time into. This is the only way to push Genshin to new heights and bring in even more success for the game. So anyway, it's a win-win for Hoyoverse. More players stay long term, they get more money, and fans are more happy, willing to support the game for another, who knows, 10 years if they do this right. At the end of the day, if you don't ask, you don't get. And that's the problem here.
True.
And that's honestly why this has gone to this point. We don't ask.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If you were to go to a restaurant and just say, I'm just happy to be here, you know what you're gonna get served to you? Water. You're gonna get water, okay? You have to order your meal to get it. Why would you sit at a restaurant drinking water thinking, well, maybe they'll bring me something eventually? Sure, maybe you get some complimentary chips and salsa if you go to a Mexican restaurant. Every other thing in the world works where you ask to get. They don't just pull it out of their ass. The devs need to know what it is that you want. Do you want to know why Genshin exists? Because Breath of the Wild existed and they say, oh, people want that, but free to play. And with more waifus, because God, let's just be real, guys, Zelda is a mid-tier waifu, okay? Who wouldn't want that? It was noticed by critical acclaim. Let's just copy that and change it a little bit, right? It's really not that hard to understand. You can't get shit unless you ask for it.
We either get—
or at least even hint that you might want it. Like, you don't get angry. Does it not piss you off when your girlfriend says, I don't know, I thought we'd go something special today? Well, bitch, you didn't ask. Oh, I wanted to go here. Well, then, bitch, why didn't you tell me that? Like, oh my God. It's like I'm with an abusive ex-girlfriend with this fucking game sometimes. Not even the fucking community. Because holy shit, they're more brain dead than anybody else. It's fucking nuts.
Called ungrateful or true. A lot of people just honestly lose their shit. All right, that's just how—
I wonder who he's talking about.
How it is. 3 or we just got copium. Now you have to understand there is nothing wrong with asking for more from a billion-dollar game company that we've been supporting for years. We did not have to wait for them to laugh in our faces about supporting for 3 years and giving 3 intertwined fate. Seriously, they can do more. All right, billions of dollars is not a joke. That's how much money they—
Real talk, little side note to it. What's this guy's channel called? B-Mao. This B-roll of these beetles fighting in the background is hypnotic to me.
They can work harder. I know 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 manages, what, like 3, 4, 5 games? But with the money they're making, they can get more devs. I think it's enough time for excuses for them. And you know, I gotta put me first. So like I said, there's nothing wrong with respectfully asking for better updates in Genshin and asking for the game to be improved. Because we all have a common goal of wasting too many hours playing silly video games, okay? I think we can all agree on that. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm going to personally stop giving money to 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧. Now this is really painful as I just made it to the end of the battle pass and I was just waiting to buy it. So this hurts me. Until we get some changes or evidence of them attempting to implement them in the future. I really hope they miss the $5 a month they get from me and the occasional 10 for the battle pass, which was gonna be this month. So I hope you're happy. Now that's really gonna hurt.
Hey, there you go. Look at that. Voting with your wallet. Good shit. I mean, the thing is, this guy might not think that $15 is a lot, but this video, I'm not even kidding you, this video has 58,000 views. Okay? And if 58,000 people don't spend, hold up, 58,000 people don't spend $15, that's $870,000. Okay? And then if you take 3 billion, right, and then divide that by 870,000, I mean, they can, I mean, that's 0.00029% of, yeah, but I mean, that's, I mean, you know, I mean, okay. So essentially, 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 makes a lot of money.
Number 2, posting on Twitter and other platforms, #boycott_Genshin. Now, I know the word boycott Genshin sounds harsh, but we have to be harsh at this point. It's not coming from a negative place, it is coming from a positive place trying to inform.
Okay, now let me tell you, boycott Genshin won't work. And let me tell you why. I'll tell you. Boycott Genshin. Okay,
抵制原神.
Now that'll work because they listen to the Chinese player base, but they don't give a f about global, right? So maybe 抵制原神 will actually work. Because I mean, God forbid they listen to us English talkers, you know what I'm saying?
Change for me, you, and everyone else, so we can support the game long term. So I'm sorry if a bit of tough love is needed, but yes, #boycott Genshin, we deserve better, quality of life changes, and endgame content. If we spread this message enough, then I believe we can make a change instead of just being silent all of the time.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now, the only way companies ever respond to anything is literally through Twitter. Now, that's the only purpose of Twitter, is to spam big companies. Prove me wrong. Oh yeah, and being toxic as hell. But I don't care about that second point. And number 3, sharing this message across. Write in the comment section what you want changed. Throw in the #boycott_Genshin as well. Also, on other YouTubers' videos or pages, obviously don't spam, but I want this message to go out as much as possible. Share it in your videos. I don't care. Steal the video if you want. I don't care. I'd rather people talk about this issue than me trying to get a few views, alright? So, share the video around it.
What do you mean, steal the video? Hey, trust me, brother. This is called transformative content, baby. Let me tell you, 13 minutes into your video, I've been reacting for 40 minutes, baby. Hey, you about to become an hour-long feature film. Okay, we are transforming this shit to deeper meanings, baby. We are getting raw. And let me tell you, this video gonna be monetized 100%.
If you agree with my points, ultimately I want a larger creator to take this message forward.
I got you. I got you. Hey, that's my job. Right, real quick, while you're here, subscribe to my channel, turn the bell on for all notifications, and go ahead and tweet out #boycott_Genshin. Go ahead, homie. I got you. Go ahead, get it done. Do what homeboy wants.
As I'm too small of a creator and I don't care whatever happens because I earn like £5 a month. I just hope someone watches this and passes it on.
I got you.
If you do not speak up, then nothing will change. And by the way, we are allowed to speak in a respectful way. We don't need this to turn into another dumpster fire, okay? There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I would like to see these changes implemented if we do it in a respectful manner. And it does not mean we hate Genshin either. And of course,
no, it doesn't.
People were boycotting, and technically I would consider this a boycott, but this is a boycott for the correct reasons. Because now I've become an activist for Genshin. I'm going to put this on my LinkedIn profile. Professional Genshin activist. Also, for this to work, we need to have a clear message. And I think endgame plus proper quality of life changes is pretty good, as it solves many problems of the game.
Yeah, endgame, quality of life, skip story, and condensed story. That easy.
Now, I'm not going to discuss that here because the video will just be padded out too long. But from all the comments I've read, these are the two biggest problems. Listen to the audience, and the two things people talk about constantly is quality of life updates and proper endgame content systems with the rewards. Of course, throw in whatever...
Oh yeah, and just kill Paimon already.
...issues you have with the game, but let's keep the message as concise as we possibly can. I just don't want to wake up...
Good call for the Twitter Zoomers.
Give me 1,000 wishes or I will jump. Now, for the common arguments about this, for those people who are interested, the EN group is...
Yeah, I'll be real. The give me some more polls doesn't really do anything. You know what I'm saying? It puts a band-aid on the issue. Nobody would give a f about the rewards if the game was good, right? Like, if the game had shit to do, nobody would give a f.
Too small. We barely make up anything of the game. That may be true if it is, but even if we do make up a extremely small portion of the player base, we still add up to something. If it was as small as you guys pretend, then why would they even give us updates in the first place?
True.
It would not make sense. Why would they push it to a global audience? It's
True.
because we give them substantial money.
True.
Right? We give them a lot of money. Think about it from a business perspective. It costs them a lot of money to hire voice and produce the English patches on top of, you know, the Chinese patches they probably make first, okay? To make these patches for English are not cheap, as well as hosting the game on European, American, and global servers, as well as database and other tech.
But then again, I mean, let's just play devil's advocate here. I mean, the game is already developed. The story is already made. It would cost them fractions to transfer it to global servers because all you need is a translator and a localizer, preferably one that's not an SJW agenda pusher, right? Oh man, all these male gazes sure makes me aware of the social patriarchy. Good God, bro. Dragon Maid shit. What the f was that shit, right? Who knows? Maybe Paimon's just bad at localization. Who knows? Regardless, yeah. I mean, I get what he's trying to say here, but he's kind of missing the point because I don't think he realizes how little it would cost them to localize it and how much they could make off of that.
Technical mumbo jumbo and buzzwords to make myself feel smart. But at the end of the day, it costs them money to give the game to us because we give them more money back. Also, the changes we want aren't that big and honestly can be easily implemented. I am a bit of a developer myself. By that I mean, I barely know how to code and I'm a mess. But I understand how much of a pain it is to go back and make some of these changes. But it is possible with the scale of HoYoverse themselves. I've seen over 10-year-old games have full-on revamps and have had complete overhauls of the entire game.
Bro, Genshin Impact 2 is about to go f***ing crazy.
A lot less money to spare. So it is possible. And honestly, at the end of the day,
it's possible, but it's definitely not probable. Because I don't think Genshin Impact's long-term goal is Genshin Impact. It's to kind of take the funding from Genshin Impact and then make other games, i.e. Zenless Zone Zero.
They just think we don't care about it and we'll just keep giving.
And also Honkai Impact third, the second. Honkai Impact third, second.
Giving them money. I mean, we do, but I'd like that to stop. At the end of the day, money talks, and it's the only thing these companies listen to. And for that reason, I will no longer be spending money on Genshin.
Good.
I know me not spending $5 is not going to do anything, but it's about spreading a message. And oh boy, does it hurt. I made it to level 46 in the Battle Pass. Think about it. If they lose even 10% of their profit, they are not going to let that slide.
I'm gonna keep it 100%, bro. If everybody who watched your video stops spending $5, they ain't gonna do shit. But if they keep not spending that every month, then it would actually make a difference. And if everybody who watches my video stops spending, then it could make a difference. But we'll see. That being said, I've been free to play on Genshin for a very, very, very long time.
That's quite frankly millions and millions of dollars to them. And would you like to lose 10% of your income for something you can implement very fast? If I was to tell you, you're going to lose, let's say you make £1,000 and I take £10 away from you just because you don't want to do the bins.
Yep.
You'll go do the bins to get your £100 back, especially because it wouldn't be...
Because you don't play the game? Yep. I will. I mean, I'm gonna get around to doing that story quest. I will get around. I'll get around to it, and it'll probably be a good time, right? I'll get around to it, okay? And it'll be fine, right? It'll be good. But I just need a fucking reason, okay? I heard the story quest in 4.2 was very good. Plus, that's me also hurting their player retention, which is also making them lose money. So technically, you know, and I'm stopped making as many good videos, which, you know, technically it hurts their outreach. So you know how it goes. I'm doing my part.
Be that hard, and we'll help you out in the long run. Sitting in filth is not going to be good long term. So it's a win-win. So if you enjoyed, subscribe. If not, feel free to roast me in the comments. Now, I really got to get back to writing my thesis instead of YouTube scripts. All right, see ya.
No, honestly, 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧, great video. I am curious what people thought about this. Remember to vote it with your wallet. True. Imagine we played Genshin for years, never got anything we badly asked for. Endgame content, resin cap increase, better rewards. And they used those flaws and made it better in another game, like do it in Genshin 2. And now he has a profile picture of Argenti. Jesus, I was thinking Arlecchino. Been looking at too much porn lately. Jesus Christ. Wow, it's getting a lot of respect. Finally, content are starting to wake up to how mistreated we've been being treated compared to every other Gods game out there. This guy 1,000,000% watches my videos. 1,000,000%. I was thinking about this entire thing, and I also love getting the fact that players around the world, including China, don't get respect as players. Not only lousy rewards, but also never actually in the community is just too much. No end game, basically inexistent co-op, not enough resin to actually play. Copy-paste events and list that keeps getting longer. I really hope that now that Chinese players are showing the disconnect, they improve instead of repeating the first anniversary reward all over again. It feels like every single new patch is the 1-year anniversary all over again. And for other games, that'd be really good. But unfortunately for this game, that's not the case. Regardless, is just remove your follow. And then also maybe stop paying for a little bit. Might help a little bit. Might make you feel a little bit better. But certainly made me feel better. Anyways, do what y'all want. You can tweet hashtag boycott Genshin if you want, but yeah. Feel free to go subscribe to 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 video. Great fucking vid. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, boys. Subscribe to him, subscribe to me. Appreciate you. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing.